What's up guys, my name is JDCut5 and welcome back to an episode of the FC25 Tenerife Career Mode. But before we do get into this video, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to also hit that notification button. I'm forever appreciated of all your support on this channel, but if you can keep doing those things for me, and if you haven't done so already, much appreciated to this channel. We start off today with a massive fixture at home against Barcelona. It's currently third versus fourth. We're currently third, Barcelona currently fourth. And it's going to be a big kind of potential kind of, shall we say, kind of in the title. I'm not too sure. Are we in for the title? Big debates, that's for sure. But Malagon in goal. Back four of Cancelo, Spiliers, Kouassi and Mikic. Midfield of Iqbal, Alvarez and Buadidi. Left-hand side Cruz. Right-hand side Diallo and Sanhaji as the lone striker. Strongest side that we can potentially play just with fitness more than anything. But let's get into this game and let's see what we can do against Barcelona. I think it's quite clear to say that our performances against Barcelona have been very hit and miss over the years, in fairness. It's been very hard to be able to say that we've been dominant because Barcelona most of the time do come out on top against us. We've had very good fixtures against them nevertheless. I mean, obviously the Copa de España win and so on. And it's going to be a tough tie today, that's for sure. But they start off the game brilliantly with Benjamin Seska there with an opportunity. And this is a man that causes us so many problems going forward. He is so good being able to kind of get the ball forward and cause so many threats. As you can see there, dribbling with the ball like it's so easy. He puts it onto his teammate there and they're just kind of traying between the boxes and they do so well to even kind of get into that position initially there. But a decent save from Malagon and it is going to be a corner kick. So chance within the first 5 minutes. Lamine Yamal whips the ball in there. Poor clearance, but it falls back to Malagon and that is the end of that particular attack. He had to create anything here. As you can see, Zidane Iqbal making a heavy touch and he falls in with the challenge with Benjamin Pavard and it looks to be he will be going into the books. So the first yellow card of the game. Yet to create a chance, but we've got a yellow card. Not going good, that's for sure. Barcelona with the long free kick and they do play it short over to Roman Nogli there. As you can see, plays it short to Benjamin Pavard. Casado in the middle finding Rafael Leao. They've got such a good side and they seem to have improved in the summer. Finding Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side. That left-hand side is so fast, it's unbelievable and it's going to be hard to deal with. And Sesko already proving why he is a menace in front of the defence and goal, because it's Tenerife 0, Barcelona 1, and Benjamin Sesko opens up the scoring. He had one chance prior to that and he's been given another one and he's taken it. It's as simple as that. You cannot give this man any sort of breathing room whatsoever, otherwise he will punish you, and that's exactly what happened on this particular moment. Malagon left completely out of reach in that moment and they are now in front, and Barcelona look to be able to see if they can prey on that and see what they can do once again there as Casado finds Benjamin Sesko. A good interception initially from Kouassi, but it falls back out to Casado there, over to Kaibi Mainu, right hand side Roman Nogli now trying to see if they can kind of go forward. Lamine Yamal now trying to take on João Cancelo, the former Barcelona man, gets beaten at that moment in time, finding his teammate Bruno Fernandes. Now Sesko back to Casado. Good passing so far from Barca. It's Benjamin Sesko and that's a thumping effort there, looking to get past Malagon, but not on this occasion. Corner kick, and it looks to be they play it short this time as Bruno Fernandes picks up the ball. Iqbal with the original challenge, and he follows through with it there, as you can see, as he looks to skip past Lamine Yamal and create an opportunity for his own team. As you can see, struggling to get off the mark on that right hand side, and the pass just doesn't live up to any sort of expectation. Davies intercepts, and it looks to be the end of that particular attack. And we haven't created anything in this first half. We haven't even had a shot yet, and that's the worrying factor. Lamine Yamal now getting past João Cancelo once again, and he's getting done on that left-hand side, to be honest. The pace of João Cancelo just can't seem to keep up, and it's really worrying in fairness. And now another opportunity as Bruno Fernandes goes back to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal now on the edge, trying to get something going, trying to get a ball into the area. He finds Benjamin Sesko, looks to turn his man, but he fancies Fernandes on the right-hand side instead. Back to Yamal. The passing is sublime from Barca. One touch, really fluent, gets past his man. He puts it onto Sesko in a dangerous position. It's Rafael Leao. Can't seem to get the shot off as we put all the pressure we can on the attack of Barcelona. Bruno Fernandes now on the ball. Spiliers tries to get involved. Malagon with the save. Kouassi with the clearance. And the last touch falls off Leao for a goal kick. Been really concerning this first half because we haven't really seemed to compete whatsoever. The scoreline isn't really doing justice compared to the performance that Barca have put in, but we're looking for an opportunity to be created here as Iqbal finds Luzmi Cruz on the left hand side. First time we've actually got into this position there as he beats Benjamin Pavard. Sanhaji in the box, he's got an opportunity, curls it, and that is a super save from Wozlik Szczesny there, keeping it out of play as Alphonso Davies looks to be able to get Alvarez, and his pace is just so sublime. I'd love him in this side, in fairness. He provides so much to us on that left hand side, and he's now looking to beat Mikic on the right there, as you can see, for an opportunity to do what anything he wants in this area as Alphonso Davies runs into the area. He looks to find a teammate, but Mikic with a strong challenge. Knowing that Davies isn't in position, he finds Amand Diallo there as he puts it back onto Buadidi, and that's a first touch pass of dreams. Alvarez in support of Senhaji at the same time. Alvarez fancies it for himself. He runs into the area. Carlos Alvarez is here. He squares it to Senhaji, but it falls back to Alvarez. Save from Chesney. It looks to be that the end of that play has come to a complete end, and that is the end of the first half there as the half-time whistle has been blown, and we go down the tunnel. Substitutions to be made in the second half as Zidane Akbal comes off to the pitch for Diarra, who hasn't had the best of games. He was on a yellow at the same time, so it was worth being able to make the substitution before he does get sent off. As now in the 56th minute there, Rafael Leao gets absolutely wiped out, and I thought at this particular moment in time, Noah Mikic was a goner. It looked like a certain red. He looked like he denied a goal-scoring opportunity as Leao was quite clearly through, but the referee has only issued a yellow card, and he's got off very, very lightly there, that's for sure. Substitutions to be made there as Aguilar comes on for Senhaji and Dylan Pereira comes on for Alvarez. We've only got 9 minutes left to play, so let's see if we can kind of scrape something from this game, but it's been very tough in the second half. Once again, not created anything, and once again come under a barrage of attacks of Barcelona as Rafael Leao tries to compete with Mikic, but he wins on this particular occasion there, Noah Mikic. Finding Amad Diallo on the right hand side, he looks to find Dylan Pereira as Amad Diallo makes the run there, and he finds him in a decent bit of space. Amad Diallo's got Aguilar in support there, as you can see, as Amad Diallo gets into a lovely position, finding Aguilar, and he finds the back of the net. Tenerife have got their goal. Would I say it's deserved? No, but it's Tenerife 1, it's Barcelona 1, and we are back in this tie. 5 minutes left to play, and are we on search of a winner? I'm not too sure, but a point would be lovely in this retrospect, in fairness, because we have played absolutely poorly. Nothing to be created on our side whatsoever. It's been very lacklustre from until minute 90. We've come under a barrage of attack from Barcelona attack, and it just seems to be that it's been so hard to stop. But Aguilar, the super sub, coming off the bench and doing what he does best, and that's get goals, and he's proving to be an absolute kind of powerhouse as a striker for ourselves now, and he's really, really proving a lot of worth to this side, especially when we signed him on a free. Barcelona get themselves kicked off, and they'll feel a little bit hard done by, in fairness. They've definitely been the better side out of the two, but Diarra now gets the ball intercepted as he finds Luzmi Cruz on the left-hand side. Surely not. Surely we won't have long last attacking us. Luzmi Cruz over to Aguilar. Aguilar turns his man. He finds him in a decent position. Oh, it's a great opportunity, but it hits the post. Barcelona clear. It falls out to Amad Diallo. He wins the header initially, but no one to follow it up with as we hit the 90 plus 1 on the clock. Barcelona potentially with one last attack there as Rafael Leao finds Benjamin Sesko. Touched it down nicely, and he turns his man perfectly, finding Pedri. Pedri fancies his chances, and it just strays wide, and the referee has seen enough in this tie, and it's Tenerife 1, Barcelona 1, in a game where it was tightly contested in some aspects, but in others Barcelona looked like they dominated large parts of it, in fairness. But I'll definitely take a point in that particular scenario. As much as it's annoying to drop 2 points, I'd rather that than 3. We could look back on that in the season knowing that point was really vital, in fairness, so I'll definitely take it in that particular scenario, and we'll definitely kind of push on from there on and hope that we'll be able to kind of push on further into the season and be able to kind of go out top trumps, but it's going to be a very difficult position to be in, that's for sure. Amad Diallo is very happy that he's been listened to and he's been put on the pitch, and there's no reason why we wouldn't, because the performance and his talent is definitely there. And Bisek is very down about not being picked, which is really strange, but he wants to play every week, but at the same time, we can't do that. And is he going to be on the way out? I'm not too sure. It's really strange to see. But yeah, we'll kind of monitor that as time goes on, that's for sure. But now a game against Villarreal away from home. It's going to be a tough test. They currently sit third in the table now, looking for an opportunity to be able to see if they can get further up the table, as they've had a very good season so far, and so have we. So it should be easily kind of matched in that way. And let's hope we can kind of bring out a performance against a team away from home. This is the lineup to face Villarreal then. Managon in goal. Back four of Cancelo, Cuenca, Bisek and Rodriguez. Midfield of Buadidi, Alvarez and Ruiz. And then up top we've got Cruz, Amad Diallo and Geraldo Becker. Slightly stronger side in terms of the attacking options that we've got in this particular game. So let's see if we can get the job done, and let's see if we can get all 3 points against a decent Villarreal side. They get themselves kicked off there with Cerny on the right hand side there, getting depossessed from João Cancelo with a strong challenge finding Cuenca. Now Luzmi Cruz on the left hand side finding Geraldo Becker in support, and he finds him there. Poor touch though, and that leads to Villarreal getting themselves back in possession there as Jobe Bellingham, not Jude, Jobe Bellingham, his brother in Spanish football now, as he looks to compete with his brother in the highest of ways of football. As now, as you can see, Villarreal striding to be able to see if they can get forward. They're definitely going to possess a lot of attacking prowess, but Bisek with a lovely challenge, now striding forward in an awkward position that he's normally not used to, but he finds Amad Diallo on the right hand side, many in support there, and Geraldo Becker's in the box. He might be able to pick him out, and he does. He turns his man. He's got Alvarez in support. It's Buadidi! And what a finish that is into the top corner to beat former Liverpool keeper Kelleher. And it is a goal. It's Villarreal 0, Tenerife 1. And we have started this game very, very well. Much different compared to the game against Barcelona, that's for sure, because we didn't seem to start the game from minute 1 to minute 90. But we'll definitely take that. A lovely laying pass to Buadidi there. He takes his touch and he wallops it on his right foot. No stopping them ones whatsoever. He'll be very happy with that finish, that's for sure. No stopping that one. And we are now in front. Villarreal get themselves kicked off for another time in this fixture as they look to be able to kind of get back onto this game and really do something in this moment. They've definitely got the capabilities of doing so, but they're going to have to get past Bissek first after a solid challenge for himself. Amad Diallo tries to find a teammate, but he is dispossessed in that moment in time there as Villarreal get back on the attack. The ex-Rangers man, Cerny, on the right-hand side there, striding past the defence, and he does so well to get into the position. Malagon initially comes out, he gets for the ball, doesn't seem to get it whatsoever. It's Cerny again, and he completely misses an open net in my opinion, because Malagon was so out of his line, it was unbelievable. He tried to get the initial ball, and fair play to him for an attempt, but the attempt was very poor, and that could have really come back to bite us in fairness, as the goal kick is now Teague, and we look to be able to see if we can get on the attack as Carlos Alvarez finds Geraldo Becker. Geraldo Becker in support of Amad Diallo there on the right hand side as he looks to be able to skip into the box and create an opportunity. He cuts inside, he finds Becker. Becker with Buadidi in support again. It's a complete carbon copy of the last move, and it has resulted in another goal. It's Villarreal 0, Tenerife 2, and Buadidi is really liking life at Tenerife now, that's for sure. Wasn't too sure about the original signing last season, and definitely come good near to the end of the season, but he started this season much better, I have to say, and he's definitely proving his worth in that 4-3-3 formation, really being able to kind of push forward and get the goals, and he's now on a hat-trick. Really surprising to see, but Villarreal now fighting back as Bissek makes a good challenge there, finding David Rodriguez on the right-hand side. Rodriguez finding Amad Diallo there with a 1-2 being made with Alvarez potentially, but he can't seem to get the pass off as now Villarreal go forward. Bonnie in support of his teammate Betrame is there with an opportunity to shoot. He tries to lay it off, but as you can see, Quentin with a good challenge and he clears his lines, finding Geraldo Becker in support, but he can't seem to nod onto it there, as you can see, as now Villarreal back in support of many other yellow shirts. Striding forward, it's Bonnie, and that is a super save from Malagon there, keeping it out for a corner kick. I would say that Villarreal are pretty much worthy of the goal at this point in time because they've definitely had enough chances to do so. Václav Cerny whips the ball into the area though. It's Hartman that's there, can't get it clear. It falls out and it's fumbled in, it looks to be, and now Hartman gets on the end of it, and I think that is Joe Bellingham with the goal. Villarreal 1, Tenerife 2, and it is Joe Bellingham who celebrates in front of the home support, and they have only got a 1-goal disadvantage in this game, and they'll be fancying their chances to get themselves back into it with scoring a first one early on and giving themselves plenty other chances to do so. Poor clearances, and the keeper couldn't really do any much in that moment. Just kind of scrambled into the back of the net. Really unfortunate, but we now get ourselves kicked off there as Alvarez finds Luzmi Cruz as we look to be able to stable a quick attack as Luzmi Cruz on the left hand side looks for an opportunity to find Alvarez. He finds him in a decent bit of support, and the Villarreal defence are caught lacking because the initial shot was blocked. The keeper dived and it was an empty net. It's Villarreal 1, Tenerife 3. That goal advantage didn't last long for themselves whatsoever, and we now get back our 2-goal advantage. Kelleher initially diving on that first attempt there, and he couldn't get back up quick enough to be able to prove the worth, to be kind of get the save off. Alvarez got lucky in that moment, in fairness. It was a poor initial shot blocked, and he just got lucky that the keeper dived and he could only thump it into an empty net. But we'll take it. A goal is a goal at the end of the day, and every goal counts, and that's exactly what's happened in that moment in time. And we've now got our 2-goal advantage back there as Villarreal look to go up the other end of the field. They get depossessed from Bissek there as David Rodriguez looks to get past his man into the middle. It's Marcel Ruiz with Geraldo Becker in support, but he fancies Buadidi instead, who's dispossessed by Bonnie. Now Václav Cerny going back to Rega then with an opportunity to fair onto the left hand side of Ben Seguir there. Touched it down fairly nicely in fairness as he looks to be able to try and get past David Rodriguez, but he has to go back to be able to do so. And now Joe Bellingham on the left hand side cutting in, finding a ball into the area. He's now Betrame then with an awfully bit of support of his teammates. Now Rega on support. He's got a shot off and it's hit the bar. Couldn't have be any more accurate of that apart from it going in the back of the net. Really, really good stuff there as he's dispossessed. And once again there, Václav Cerny denied from Malagon, and they're really putting on a lot of pressure, and I feel like this scoreline is very kind of, I'd say, kind of disrespectful to Villarreal in some ways because they've definitely played the better out of the two, I'd feel like anyway, as Malagon fists it away from play. Now, as you can see, they have another chance as it's blocked in that moment in time as Luzmi Cruz plays it up the pitch very quickly. It's 2-on-1. Geraldo Becker's know we've got the pace, and he knows he's got the persistence to get into that position. 1-on-1 with the keeper, and of course he slots it past him. It's Villarreal 1, Tenerife 4. I feel like they'll be felt hard done by the scoreline, but at the same time we've taken our chances and they haven't. Geraldo Becker makes it 4-1, and and we look like we should be cruising to the 3 points there. A lovely finish past the keeper. The defence could just not keep up with him. He might be 32 years of age, but there's still no denying him on the pace, that's for sure. And we've got a lovely advantage going into the second half now with 52 minutes on the clock. Villarreal are looking to see if they can kind of get a goal straight away, and they might have a good chance to do so as Bonnie hits it, and it just strays wide in that opportunity, but a very good one at that, and it still remains 4-1 to Tenerife. João Cancelo now on the left-hand side, looking to find Geraldo Becker in support, and he does. Now Lismi Cruz on the left, looking to see if he can get it back to Becker. Over the top to Amad Diallo. He can't win the header, but Buadidi looks to do so, but once again can't do so. Ball to the ground now as Danjuma's on the pitch for Villarreal as he looks to get past João Cancelo there, and he does exactly that, using the pace to get into a position here, as you can see, as João Cancelo competes with Danjuma, but seems to lose out on both occasions there, as you can see, with Quenza trying to get stuck in. No one can win the ball. It's a lovely opportunity taken, and it's Bonnie that makes it 4-2 in this moment in time. Villarreal 2, Tenerife 4, and they are with slight grasp in this game back into it, you should say. They definitely possess so many attacking opportunities to be able to kind of be in this position initially, and it's surprising to see them not do so early on. Substitution to be made later on in the second half as Daniel James comes onto the pitch for Lismi Cruz. Geraldo Becker off for Aguilar, and Ndumbo off onto the pitch, for Carlos Alvarez, as we look to be able to switch up the attacking options that we've got available to us with 60 minutes left to play in this tie. Daniel James plays a straight ball to Ndumbo with an opportunity to get the ball into the area there, as you can see. Deep possession initially there as it falls out to Kellier, and it's a poor clearance from Kellier. He's had a mare in this game, and he's even having a bigger one as it's Tenerife that get a 5-2 lead. Unbelievable stuff. I actually can't believe that Aguilar's come onto the pitch so quickly and scored. He must be the super sub of the century. Every time he seems to substitute him, I'd love to know the ratio of him not scoring compared to what he has, because he's been absolutely unbelievable for us. But we cannot say that was his ability in himself, because he got the ball passed to him with an empty net. Kelly with a super poor clearance, and unfortunately that resulted in a goal in the end there, as you can see. With 62 minutes on the clock, Villarreal will be feeling very hard done by with 2 goalkeeper mistakes. You can only feel like at this moment in time that the game is out of their reach, but they're still going to give it some, as Ben Seguir there with an opportunity to find Bonnie in a decent bit of space. Bisek tries to clear it, falls out to Danjuma, and it's a goal. Every time they seem to go on the attack, they look very dangerous, and that's the difference between them and us. As much as we've created a lot of opportunities, we've had 2 gifted to us, and see, like, Villarreal have been fighting back. So at this moment in time, if there weren't to be their mistakes made by Kellier, then potentially they could be level. Danjuma with a very tidy finish past Malagon at that moment in time, but we do have only 1 minute left on the clock, so if this attack does result in a goal, it will be too little too late for Villarreal, in fairness. They've put up a very good fight, and they've got one last opportunity here as Bonnie finds Danjuma, looks to find his man in a decent bit of space there as he puts it onto Rega, and it is a goal, but as you can see, it's +1 on the clock. It's 91 minutes played, and it looks to be too little too late at this moment in time, as we do get things kicked off. The referee does blow the whistle. Disappointed that we conceded 4, but happy that we scored 5, and that's the main thing. We got the win. As I mentioned, defensively we just wasn't good enough, but Villarreal kind of provided a lot of attacking prowess, and you can understand why they're in the position they currently are in the table, in fairness. So hats off to them. They put on a really good game, and we just had too much for them at the earlier parts, and we were able to kind of get the goals when needed. Hats off to Buadidi getting 2 goals. Hats off to Aguilar being able to contribute off the bench, as well as Geraldo Becker also. So yeah, very good opportunities taken. And this is the moment that I didn't expect. Bisek has handed in a transfer request. You've had me right. Bisek has handed in a transfer request. I don't understand it, because he's been one of the main starters, but if he wants to go, he can go. I'm going to play him still, because we're near to January, but at the same time, why is that the case? Like, why is he handing in a transfer request? He's been given as much game time as I can possibly give him. If he's fit, he plays. It's as simple as that, and I don't understand it, and it's kind of frustrating me now, because we've had, in the same position, we've had Javier N'Golo, Tobias Palacio, and now Jan Bisek with these opportunities completely wasted, and they seem to feel like they're better than the squad. Jan Bisek has probably been the best option that we've had at the back, and it's been unfortunate if he were to decide to go, but we shall see. We've now got a game away from home in Wolfsburg in the Champions League, and this is a must-win if we want to be able to maintain a spot to be able to automatically qualify into the last 16. It's going to be very tough to do so, but we will give it our all, that's for sure. This is the lineup. No Jan Bisek. He is going to be dropped for this game. Malagon in goal. Back four Aspilias, Valentini, Mikic and Hall. Midfield of Rig, Iqbal and Alvarez. And then we've got Cruz on the left, Liso on the right and Geraldo Becker as the lone striker. It's going to be a very tough game against a really good German side. So let's see what we can do, and let's see if we can get ourselves 3 points to be able to kind of put ourselves into a knockout spot in the Champions League. But Wolfsburg start really quickly, in fairness. Gallon on the left-hand side, finding his teammate Barrow, but depossessed from Valentini there as Mikic Mikic picks up the play on the right-hand side, finding Adrian Liso. Been impressed with Liso so far. Can he continue it on as he finds Carlos Alvarez in support of Geraldo Becker? Becker's got a lovely bit of space, and that turn is sublime, and he does what he does best, and he gets his goal. Wolfsburg 0, Tenerife 1, and we are in the driving seat, that's for sure. A lovely start in this game, and it's very much a replication of the game against Villarreal, in fairness, so glad that we've been able to start both games really strongly, and it'll be able to kind of put us in good stead for a victory here as the travelling fans go absolutely mental there. What a turn that is. The defender kind of didn't really seem to be able to kind of read the play initially, but he does so well in this moment, and he gets his goal. Wolfsburg get themselves kicked off for another point in this tie there as Arnold finds his teammate as it goes back to Arnold. Support on the right hand side, and Minte is there with an opportunity to find a teammate in the middle. Allows, you can see Spiliers dispossessing his man as Zidane Iqbal latches on to play, tries to find Adrian Lisa on the right hand side, but the pass won't live up to that one as Galan now picks it up, finding his teammate in space. Valentini with the initial challenge, finding his teammate Chris Rigg. Now Rigg onto the right hand side, but left hand side, sorry, but not to be on that occasion as Wolfsburg get themselves back in possession. Minte on the ball there, Spiliers with the initial challenge but can't follow through with it. Beer with an opportunity to do something, he turns his man, he finds Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers with a great opportunity, he does so well in that position, but he just can't seem to finish it in that moment in time, and I think the Wolfsburg fans thought he would have done, because that was an ample chance to get level, but not to be on that occasion, and we still are 1-0 up at this moment in time. 17 minutes being played, Carlos Alvarez battling there, as you can see, as Zidane Iqbal turns his man, finding Chris Rigg in the middle there with an opportunity to get past his man as Arnold falls to the floor, getting past him in flying colours, it's Chris Rigg, and that is a super effort, but denied from the keeper on that occasion, and it will be a corner kick to Tenerife then. Chance for Luzmi Cruz to bit the ball into the air, and he definitely does that as Luzmi Cruz whips it in. Geraldo Becker is there, seems to be cleared, it's Spiliers, and that is a super save from the keeper, keeping his side in it and keeping us out of reach of a 2-goal advantage. Iqbal with the other corner on the other side, whipping it into the area. Geraldo Becker looked to get onto it, but it is a clearance from Wolfsburg, but we do get ourselves back in possession as Noah Mikic picks up play, but Minto with a solid challenge as Barrow latches onto it. He takes a heavy touch and he goes right on it. The pace of Barrow is unstoppable, it seemed to be, as Iqbal tries to challenge with him and put him off. Can't seem to do so in that moment as he kind of the challenge just kind of is misplaced at that moment in time. Beer onto Minte, Minte onto Rogers, Rogers with the chance, and oh, what a goal. Wolfsburg 1, Tenerife 1, and Morgan Rogers has got his goal after initial chance wasted. He's been able to fight back and get his chance taken, and they are now back into proceedings in this tie. It's a very well taken goal, and it's a good attack, a counter-attacking move from the corner kick, and I would say it's fairly well deserved. 35 minutes on the clock as Lewis Hall makes a good interception there, finding his teammate Luzmi Cruz. He gets wiped out from Alexander Arnold, Maximilian Arnold, sorry, and it is going to be a yellow card for himself, and he is into the book. Carlos Alvarez steps over the free kick with the ball into the area. It would be dangerous, but the ball floats into the area. No one seems to latch onto it whatsoever. A very much carbon copy to the corner. They latch onto a counter-attack here, as you can see. Barrow on the left-hand side, getting past his man, finding Beer. He loves an opportunity to be able to stride forward. Many green shirts in support there, as you can see, as he shrugs off the defenders, finding Morgan Rogers, and he has his second goal of the game. It's Wolfsburg 2, Tenerife 1. He could have had his hat-trick, but he'll definitely take this at this moment in time. 39 minutes on the clock, and it's Wolfsburg 2, Tenerife 1, and Morgan Rogers gets his second goal of the game there. Malagon coming out to it to rush to the ball, but there's not to be on that occasion, and it's very frustrating because we were 1-0 up, but we're now 2-1 down. Off the kick-off, Carlos Alvarez tries to get something going, but not to be on that occasion. He's dispossessed there as Morgan Rogers looks to be able to stem an attack here. Iqbal with the original challenge, finding Chris Rigg over to Alvarez. Now Geraldo Becker, many on the left-hand side, many on the right-hand side, but he fancies the left of Luzmi Cruz there as he looks to cut inside and maybe correct a problem for the Wolfsburg defence. Does well to get into the area. It's Luzmi Cruz. Oh, lovely deny from the keeper as the ball is cleared as it falls out to Lewis Hall as he wins the header, finding his teammate Chris Rigg in the middle. Rigg turns his man as he looks to face goal as he finds Zidane Iqbal there as he's been taken out from Arnold. He's already on a yellow. What's the referee going to do? Surely Arnold has got to be off, and surely this is a second yellow, and it is going to be a red card. 2 yellow cards accumulates to a red, and Maximilian Arnold is leaving the pitch. They might be 2-1 up, but they are down to 10 men, and this might be a massive implication to this game for themselves. Looking at the challenge there initially, he wipes out Iqbal. It would be a yellow card, so it's only fair to give 2 yellows, and he is off for Wolfsburg. Second half commences, and we've now got a massive gap in the middle to play with there as Chris Rigg looks to be able to drive inside into that, looking for a teammate to play it to. He finds Iqbal. He turns his man so well, but he just can't seem to get the finish off, and that's so frustrating in the position that he was in, because that was a dead cert goal you could only feel, but not to be on that occasion, and it still is 2-1 to Wolfsburg. We've got another chance here. Lusbig, who's finding Becker, once again denied, but I feel like the chances are really coming thick and fast with the gap that they've kind of laid in that middle. Doesn't seem to be they've made any substitutions to suit that sort of 10 men now, as Alvarez now denied from the keeper after a long range effort there. Gallen on the left hand side trying to get past Adrian Liso, and he finds his teammate in the middle, and that is the end of play. Minte on the right hand side though, depossessed from Lewis Hall as he challenges really well, finding Spiliers there. Spiliers into the middle of Iqbal straight past to Alvarez, and now we might stem an attack. Carlos Alvarez striding forward, Iqbal with the run there. Carlos Alvarez sees that, he finds Iqbal, he takes the touch, he hits it, and this time he gets his goal. It's into the top corner. We don't see many goals from Zidane Iqbal, but we have on this occasion, and it's Wolfsburg 2, Tenerife 2. We faced 10 men Wolfsburg in the second half, and it seems to be that we're putting up a right fight, and this is one that we're really going to be looking forward to. A lovely ball over to Zidane Iqbal, and he fires it into the top corner after initially wasting a chance early on in the second. Substitution to be made then, and we've got to change it. Aguilar coming onto the pitch, our super sub, and Daniel James onto the pitch for Lisby Cruz as he looks about to freshen up the attacking options and create something for ourselves, and as well as Ndumbo coming onto the pitch for Carlos Alvarez. 64 minutes on the clock there. Wolfsburg are still possessing some sort of attacking prowess there as Beard is possessed from Valentini, but he gets back onto the ball, finding his teammate Akumo there. Back to Beer it goes there with an opportunity to do something in this moment in time with Gatlan on the left hand side. Potentially a ball into the area, but he fancies Barrow instead, but depossesses Zidane Iqbal, picks up the play, finding Ndumbo. Quick play, finds Adrian Liso past the halfway line, finding a teammate potentially. He finds Aguilar. Aguilar gets past his man. He's 1-1 with the keeper. It's Aguilar! And of course he gets his goal. Every time he seems to play, he gets his goal. 68 minutes on the clock, and it's the second time that we've led in this game. It's Wolfsburg 2, Tenerife 3, and we are back in proceedings in this Champions League fixture, and thank God for that we are, because I was slightly worried about this one. Really happy that we've still been able to show a lot of fight back, but I don't believe it would have happened unless there would have been what's happened with being down to 10 men, in fairness. So a really, really good effort taken, and we are now in front for another time in this fixture as Wolfsburg get themselves kick-started. I feel a little bit hard done by knowing what they did in the first half and kind of Arsenal wasting it, but they're still in this game. They've got 20 minutes left, and they've got an attack to be able to see what they can do, and we've got some defending to do. Barrow on the left-hand side for an opportunity to get past Mikic. He's done it in flying colours. He finds his teammate in a lovely bit of space, and he's done so well, and he gets his goal. A straight reply. It's Wolfsburg 3, Tenerife 3. Our lead lasted a matter of seconds, it felt like, and a lovely move from Wolfsburg means that they are level in this game, and they could potentially still be clawing out back a point, potentially 3 in this whole tie. Substitution to be made there as Valentini comes off to the pitch for Kouassi as we look to be able to freshen up the defending options with Valentini low on stamina. But we've got 9 minutes left to play, and Wolfsburg now stemming an attack as Minte on the right hand side looking to create an opportunity as Lewis Hall looks to be able to match his pace. Lewis Hall trying to keep up there, as you can see, as they go back to Beer. Lovely opportunity to stride forward as Minte on the right hand side getting past his man. Lewis Hall needs a challenge here, and he's made one. It sends Minte absolutely flying, but he's won the ball back, and he's won it fair and square. Now over to Daniel James on the left hand side. Plays a 1-2 with Chris Rigg there as he finds Aguilar in a lovely bit of space. Daniel James has got the pace, and he's got the brilliance to be able to do himself in a great area. Daniel James, it's Aguilar! What a goal! Wolfsburg 3, Tenerife 4, and you can only feel like Aratz Aguilar has potentially snatched proceedings in Germany to be able to get ourselves all 3 points in this massive Champions League tie. What a finish that was from Aguilar. Lovely ball from Daniel James, and we have to say hats off to Lewis Hall for that initial effort to make the challenge. Lovely ball down the byline. James chases it. He finds his teammate a lovely bit of space. Aguilar doesn't even have to take a touch. He slots it into the bottom corner. Wasn't too sure where that was going to end up, if it was going to hit the post or not, but it slotted into the bottom corner. Seemed like a sort of P-roller, and it was happening all in slow motion, but it's a lovely goal nevertheless, and we are in front for another time with 3 minutes left on the clock. Wolfsburg stem an attack straight away after kick-off, but Lewis Hall with the straight interception, finding Spiliers as Daniel James has played in on the left-hand side. Once again there, and Ndumbo with the ball, finding his teammate Aratz Aguilar. Daniel James with the overlap, but Aguilar fancies it himself to put the game to bed, and of course he's going to do so. Wolfsburg 3, Tenerife 5, and Aguilar with the finish. Aguilar with the hat-trick, and he is an absolute wonder kid, isn't he? He's 17 years old, he's going up into the 80s already, and he's going to prove to be an absolute menace in front of goal for Tenerife for many seasons, and I'm hoping that we're able to see that for a few more seasons that we've got in this particular save. But a lovely finish from Aratz Aguilar, getting it past the keeper, does really, really well in that moment, and that puts the game to bed, you'd only think, as Wolfsburg get themselves kicked off. The 90 is reached, only waiting for the referee to blow the full-time whistle. +2 on the clock, 1 minute already being played as Kouassi makes the initial challenge there, finding Adrian Liso. We could have one last attack potentially there as Liso makes a touch past the defender, does really well in the moment, finding Aguilar in space. He tries to chip it over, but not to be on that occasion. Cleared ball, as you can see. The referee blows his whistle, and he's seen enough. Wolfsburg 3, Tenerife 5. 10 men Wolfsburg weren't able to compete in the end as they showed a little bit of fight back after we went 3-2 up. It went 3-3, but not to be on that occasion. But 3 attempts, 3 goals, and Arantz Aguilar is proving to be an absolute menace when he comes off the bench because he does nothing but score, and it's exactly what you want from your number 9 realistically. I know he's number 12, but he's playing in that number 9 role, and then potentially he might have that number 9 shirt in time, you just never know. Simulation game against Espanyol there, and Aguilar continues up the goal scoring with 2 goals in that particular game. Amad Diallo and Jan Bisek with the goal. Not too sure what happens with Bisek at this moment in time, but we shall see. It's really, really confusing, to be honest. I don't want him to go because I feel like he's been one of the best centre-backs we've had. Aguilar with a Man of the Match award after that performance against Espanyol also. So a massive, massive week for him after getting a hat-trick against Wolfsburg and then 2 goals with a Man of the Match award against Espanyol. Another simulation game in the last one of the episode as we face Celta Vigo away from home, and a 3-1 victory in the end with Daniel James getting 2 and Carlos Alvarez getting 1 to be able to get a 3-1 victory. Nice and easy win there, as you can see. Celta Vigo are a fairly good side at the same time, so happy that we've been able to get over the line and get a win, and it looks to be that we're kind of keeping ourselves up in the table in the Liga. Mentioning about Jan Bisek, he has now come back and says thanks for putting me in. He's felt great out there, and I've had a real energy boost. I'm looking forward to what we can do for the rest of the season. So is that him staying? I'm not too sure. It still says that he submitted a transfer request, but really, really strange. Spiliers was initially worried about his playtime, and he's happy that he's now back in the squad. And now Lisbon Cruz moaning about his playtime. You just can't seem to keep these players happy. You try and give them a respectable kind of team role, and they don't want to accept it. They go for a higher one, and then you wonder why they're not being played. It's really strange, to be honest. But yeah, it has to be said that I'm just trying to keep everyone happy, and it's very hard to do so. I haven't exactly got the biggest of squads either, so it's really, really strange to see. It's just so hard. Looking at the Champions League table, there's many teams down at the bottom, in fairness. Obviously, the top 8 qualify, and then I think it's up to the from 8th to 24th, where it's the playoffs. We're currently sitting in 4th. Good position at this moment in time, and we should be on for qualification, in fairness. Looking at the Liga table there's still some big teams right down at the bottom. Las Palmas still only 1 win in 18, which is really surprising to see. Girona have kind of picked up their season a little bit as they rise to 14th there. Espanyol still with a good season in 13th. Realistically, we're in a very good position. I mean, we're currently 2nd, played 18, won 14, drawn 1 and lost 3. Currently sitting on 43 points, level on Real Madrid, but they have got a game in hand. So if they win that game, obviously they're 3 points clear. Slight gap to ourselves and Villarreal and Barcelona. And we're in a good position at this moment in time. I feel like we're doing really well. So I'm hoping that we're able to keep it up and just go from there, in fairness, because I really want to stem a title charge, and I don't see why we can't this season. We've been in the league for 3 seasons now, and we've been getting closer and closer each season. So this is the season to do so, and I definitely feel like we've got the side also. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe for more content, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.